so excited. You're listening to Late Stage Comedy. It's me, Jessica Seeley. That's a name that I was given on this earthly plane. My name's not actually pronounced Seeley. In Norway, it's like Seeley. The only way I can even attempt to say it, the way Norwegians say it, is to do an imitation of the Swedish chef. So that's where I'm at with my global citizenship and my connection to my ancestry. Shirley? Good morning. It's the day of the No Kings protest here in LA, and I'm going to be working brunch, so it'll be a nightmare. There'll be no kings, but lots of flavored mimosas brought to you by me. Hey, you guys, there's this guy that comes in on Friday nights and always, I really like him. He's a nice guy. I chat with him. He sits at the counter. But there's usually 2 drink people there. One is me. And then he always gets the milkshake, asks the other person to make him a milkshake. And I'm just like, I'm sorry, what's wrong with my milkshakes? Like, what is wrong with my milkshakes? Like, nothing. I'm very sanitary. My milkshakes are beautiful and delicious. They bring all the boys to the yard, except that guy. And I'm just sick of society my whole life trying to make me feel like there's something wrong with my milkshake. There's nothing wrong. Everyone loves them. I made a milkshake for Colin Farrell, and he got another one. He had 2 chocolate malts. I think I already talked about this on this podcast, so I'll refrain. But it was one of the highlights of my life. This episode, we have Ramin Nazer, who has a fabulous art. He has a fabulous art, and they usually have messages that are just make you feel like it's you processing your own life. It's really good, and he's a comedian, and he has a podcast called Rainbow Brain Skull, which you can say, and so can I just did. I just woke up. I'm having my coffee. I'll keep it short, you guys. I gotta maintain some energy for mimosas here. But I just wanted to say that I had a dream last night about my dog. Okay, if you don't know this about me, I had a dog in college. It was a Chihuahua, and I raised him from a puppy. But he started biting people, and he bit a child, and then I gave him over to my grandparents, and then he attacked, I guess, their postman. So they gave him to this lady who adopts a lot of animals, and she lives on Whidbey Island, and she's a vet. But then he kept trying to attack her horses, so she ended up giving him to this older couple. And I gotta say that his name was Snorri, which is a Icelandic name. I'm also Icelandic, you guys. But I wish that I had kept him. I really do. I know it would have been hard, but it is like the most devastating thing of my life. I woke up in the middle of the night and I was like, he's died. Because this is about, Jesus, 20 years ago. Is that true? Oh my God. This is a crazy time in life where decades just fly by. But anyway, the reason I'm sharing that with all of you is because I feel like there's a lot of discourse where we just try to make ourselves sound like good people all the time. And I just want to be really upfront and honest that it's like, I've made huge, crazy, hurtful mistakes and made crazy decisions and am extremely flawed and hurtful. And I live in the most destructive empire, I think, in the history of Earth. And I am a part of it. I try to push back on it. But I don't know. There is this aspect of like, because some people are so horrible and disgusting that we just get to, like, if we're like slightly normal, it's like, I'm a good person. And I just want to say that I gave up my baby and maybe that was the right thing. Maybe I couldn't have handled it, but that he like thought I was his mom. And and then they wouldn't let me see him because they were convinced, the lady who was a vet with the horses that took him was convinced that I'd abused him, and that's why he attacked people. And I didn't abuse him, first of all, but I probably didn't know how to raise him in a calm way that would keep him from attacking. I probably wasn't the best energy for that kind of a nervous dog. And now when I see people with their dogs, I'm like so stressed out because I can see all the mistakes people make with their dogs. And I'm like, no, but they love their dogs and they keep them. So that's good. And so in my guilt this morning, I was searching the shelter. I was like, I got to make amends by giving another dog a home. But I think I just got to volunteer. I don't think I can give a dog a home. But I saw the ugliest dog I've ever seen on there. And I was just like, what's wrong with this dog? Oh my God. Something like his neck looked like Donald Trump's neck, but like 10 times worse. It was so horrible. And I'm like, maybe it's a sweet dog though. I don't know. I wish that I was a good person is what this is all about. But I don't really think of myself anymore in terms of good and bad. Like I'm not doing like a Christian puritanical thing. That was really destructive to me to try to have people see me as a good person. Like, I think that I just got to see myself as a person doing the best. I try to take good actions every day. I try to treat people well. And I think that's going pretty well. I don't drink, which really helps. You got to have the cognitive functions going normally to function well and treat people well. I did smoke a cigarette last night for the first time in probably at least 7 years or something. I used to smoke, and I enjoyed having that cigarette. I'm not going to lie. But afterwards, I smelled so bad. I couldn't wash it off me. And my lungs are like burning. And I'm like, wow, you guys gotta not smoke. It's wild how strong the body is that it can put up with these things. And yeah, don't do it because I feel the burn of the carbon monoxide in my lungs. But it's also incredible how much the body can take. Like, and you know, we're in such a RFK Jr. health obsessed like podcast world. I was scrolling this morning and came across like Kelly Slater, the surfer, and he's like, I do water fasting, and you don't die from old age. You die from not being healthy enough. And there's also this lady that I volunteer with who I swear she's always like looking at my body like so disgusted. I swear to God, you guys. I even said something to her. I was like, is something like on my shirt or something? And she's always making little comments. Like the other day, the head mentor is always trying to hand out candy. And now I sound like RFK. It's the cigarette. Wild, one cigarette and I'm destroyed. But the head mentor was handing out candy and I was like, you know what? I actually just really don't like candy. It's not really my thing, which was my way of being like, you don't have to keep trying to offer this to me. And then the other girl was like, oh, that surprises me about you that you don't like candy. And I'm just like, girl. And she's always like, oh, I eat so healthy and that's why I have no health problems. And it's like, you have no health problems because you have no health problems. I mean, I'm not saying lifestyle is 0% of health. Lifestyle is a big percent of health. But I'm healthy. I have no health problems, even though my body disgusts you because I'm not real thin. Anyway, I don't know why I went on that rant. I am healthy. I am good, but not obsessed with being good. Everyone's obsessed with telling Chapel Roan she's not good, and that's really annoying me. Like there's something about some kid that one of her security said something too, but it wasn't even her security. So it's just a bunch of robots going off online trying to cancel her. And even one of my friends shared this video of her that's like, oh, she pretends to be so poor, but she's actually rich. Like her mom is like a really successful veterinarian. I'm like, we're trying to cancel her because her mom's a vet. You guys, you gotta, she's speaking out against like the entertainment industry and saying like, hey, you gotta make sure people have health care when they're coming up. You gotta make sure that we're taking care of artists that aren't famous. That's a good thing. Look at me. I'm an artist that's not famous. And my dad's an engineer if you want to cancel me, but I am broke. But, and I did grow up poor, but my dad now has money. Okay, there you go, you guys. I don't know. I'm just trying to air it all out this morning. Trying to air out my lungs of the cigarette. There's one other thing I wanted to complain about before I get onto this fabulous interview, which is climate change. And we had this crazy heat wave this week. Like crazy, right? Actually, it was the week before, but it was just like, this is winter and it's fully in the 90s. It was so upsetting. And I could tell everyone was upset coming into the diner I work at, and just like in a way that's like, you're not just upset about the heat. Like you see the writing on the wall, you see the canary, but we don't really have the vocab to talk about it yet. And I want to start setting up etiquette around climate change and how to talk about it. I'm not sure what yet, but I'm just saying like we need to, like, for example, when somebody lives in an area that's not currently experience climate catastrophe, maybe it's even a better place to live within climate change. Don't be weird about it. Don't be like, well, it's beautiful here. Like, come on, you guys. I don't like it when people are competitive about where they live. The whole earth is the earth. And hopefully you love where you live and that's your home and you're putting down roots. But this isn't a sports team. You don't have to dunk on other people's homes. And actually, California in general is the most guilty of this. Like when there was ice storms happening across this country, so many Californians were posting like, wow, it's 70 and beautiful here. Too bad I live in ugly California. And it's just like, I know what it's like to live in Seattle when it's been gray for like 9 months. And people in California are like, well, it's sunny here. It's just like, dude, don't do that. I mean, it's not that I don't want to hear about where people are having a beautiful time, but there's certain ways that it's like when it was 90 here and people were like, oh, well, it's just perfect here. It's 60. And I'm just like, you know that I'm like actually in deep grief for all the critters and the trees and the oceans and everything. Like it's not like a chill conversation about weather. Okay, had to get that off my chest a little bit. I am just saying that when people talk shit about a land that is suffering, it feels like they're talking shit about my sick mother, and it's not her fault that she's sick. So please be respectful of my dying mother and all of our dying mothers. And if your mother where you're at is not dying as fast, then I appreciate that. Anyway, if I still have you, I want to say that I'm starting a new comedy show at Fred 62. It's called Eating Out. I've got flyers all over the diner. It's so embarrassing. It's so embarrassing to have my name on shit, especially as I get older. Like marketing myself does make me want to die. I'm trying to do it because I'm supposed to do it. But really, I just want to live on a hill. I just want to live in the hill, in a hole. I want to be a hobbit. Everybody knows that. Oh, by the way, I'm so excited that Stephen Colbert is writing a Lord of the Rings movie. I hope it's good. I think it will be. He's very smart and funny and good Tolkien head. So, Talking head, Tolkien head. Okay. So come to my show. There's an Eventbrite, eating out. And I've got like really amazing guests for the first month. So do not miss that, please. And as always, I hope that you're taking really good care of each of yourselves and each other and trying to do good things. And don't trip out on whether or not you're a good person. Chaperone, you're a good everyone's good. You just got to try to take the best actions you can every single day and get the help that you need. I mean, like any of you listening, if you're being hard on yourself, it's not like you're on the Epstein list or something like that. So just relax. Anyway, let's get to this episode with Ramin and Nazer, and I hope you enjoy the chat. Okay, love you guys.
I want to be the host. I want to do the power position of you grab the host's microphone as soon as you get into the podcast.
That is kind of how this podcast works. Like I don't really know how to podcast, so I just invite people over and see if they'll take the reins, and I'm like, hey, can you run this?
Let's run it.
But so it's my podcast, so no, not really.
Don't really run it, or it's not.
No,
really
don't.
Your podcast. Okay, I'm stepping back.
Unless you want to, it's open. I'm a podcast switch.
How about I'll drive some of the way, and then you nap, but then for the most of the drive, you drive, and then I'm
going to wake up. I'm going to complain. I'm going to change the music. I'm going to cry. We're going to stop and get something to eat. We'll argue. I'll drive for 15 minutes and be like, actually, I feel dizzy. And then we'll stop again, and then you can drive.
Perfect.
That's
the ideal road trip for me.
That's how I like to do it. Also, I can't drive at night really anymore, but I do all the time.
Why?
It's just my vision.
But why do you drive at night? Because you have to be somewhere?
Yeah, because I'm a comedian, and then comics will be like, can you pick me up? And I'm like, okay. But we'll see how that goes. Anyway, so I feel I'll officially start. Thanks so much, Ramin, for being on what is now called...
It's now called Late Stage Comedy.
Oh my God, you're keeping up.
It's called Late Stage Comedy, which is a better name.
The rebrand is working.
The original name, which is Some Timeline, was open to too much cadence interpretation, because it's like, What do you mean some timeline? Like, you mean like some timeline? No, I mean like some timeline, huh? Like, some gift.
That's what I like about it. I like that it was like so it was a linguistical nightmare. And I kind of loved that about it. Yeah. It was like my freak child. That's kind of how I run my life. I'm like, what's bad? Let's go with that. What's weird and makes no sense?
That's the move. Making sense is stupid. Like some of the biggest podcasts were named Guys I Fucked, Come Town.
Right.
There's like all these things. There's like, don't call it that. It's like, nope, that's a recipe for success. Call it that.
Exactly. Well, I so appreciate you coming over here on this unseasonably warm Sunday.
Of course.
And putting your butt print on my couch.
Yeah.
That's part of what this is all about, is I'm
collect the seats.
After everyone leaves, I take a mold and then I'm selling. That's how this podcast makes money.
Plastercaster, but for today. You know, what's her name? Susie Plastercaster from the 60s.
You got to really think about... Yeah, no, I don't. What?
She would make molds of rock star penises.
Oh,
they had like Jimi Hendrix and Mick Jagger and like whoever else. But she would like make a plaster mold of it, and it was a big thing in the 60s.
Oh, wow. That's so cool, actually.
But you're doing it with butts now on the couch.
Yeah. And then some people, well, I won't get into that. Some people take molds of themselves and like give it to their partner if they're like leaving. I've heard of this, like
of their butt.
No, of their penis or whatever, and it's like, oh, I've heard of this. I've seen this, and it's like, oh, like my partner's like leaving for a year to go do this, whatever. So I get military duty or whatever, and I gave them my own penis to take on the road. And I'm like, nobody wants that.
Some gift, yeah. Some.
I'm leaving town to get the new. Sorry. Anyway, so we've got butt prints, and I recently got my fingerprints done because I volunteered at a school. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And you have to get a background check. And because we care about children so much in this country, as I'm sure you've heard. And the guy taking my fingerprint doing the live scan was like, he really said this. He said, "You have amazing fingerprints for a white woman." And I was like, wow, I felt like I was kind of like giddy. I was like, oh my God, thank you so much. Like, but then I like looked it up. Well, actually, I texted my friends, and one of my friends is a lawyer, and she was like, that's actually like a super racist, like fingerprinting science is really bad and really racist and is just like used to incarcerate black people. And like there's this theory that like white people, their fingerprints aren't as good because like our skin is more thin or something. So I don't know. I hate it when I get a compliment. It turns out to just like be a new form of racism.
Yeah, they never even like looked at the white fingerprints. They're like, no, we got it. It's like, are you sure? It's like, yeah, we got it. And it's just all the same blank ones except for you.
It's really hard to tell. It's really hard to incarcerate a white person. Like, there's really no way of knowing, no matter how many files you have or how much evidence you have. It's pretty hard to say.
Yeah.
You know, we got a benefit of the doubt. That.
You see that old Eddie Murphy SNL sketch where he dresses up as a white person for a day and then like just sees how the other half lives, and like he's on a bus and there's just one other black guy on the bus but doesn't know because he's dressed up as the white guy, and then the black guy leaves. They're like, all right, he's gone. And then like they like pop out champagne and like they start giving free like, everything for everyone.
Yeah. Jeez. Crazy.
Oh, that's cool. You've got defined fingerprints for a white person.
Yeah.
I didn't know that one. I thought I knew.
I know. I thought I knew most things.
Yeah.
But every day for me personally is a new nightmare, a hellscape, that it's just like, oh, have you heard about this? Worst thing I could ever. I think that my imagination gets pretty dark, but it gets darker.
Yeah.
I just kind of humbled myself there that it gets darker than what I can do in my brain.
And then imagine where it'll be in a year.
I know.
No, don't imagine it yet. Enjoy these good old days, which we do not call the good old days until years later. And they're like, oh, 10 years ago actually wasn't as bad as now. It was bad, but it wasn't as bad as now when you look at it. But it actually was, because, I mean, what we're going through is just kind of this reckoning of this collapse that it's uncomfortable to go through. But if you really compare it, it's like, well, it's that or be blind to it all, which is what it was before. So instead, we're not blind to it. Now we just know all the stuff, and that's uncomfortable.
Yeah. I just bought a Dyson.
Cool. What kind? Like the vacuum?
Yeah, the V8.
The V8, the juice?
It's not, you can't see it from here.
Oh. It's that good, huh?
But then Seth was like, oh, actually, there's this controversy that Dyson was in recently. What was it, Seth?
The Epstein files?
Yeah.
Really?
Dyson.
Oh, probably, yeah.
In the Epstein.
I think it was just like unpaid labor, or I don't know all the details. But
we've eliminated all wages. Most vacuum companies eliminate 80% of their employee wages. We've eliminated up to 99.9% of wages.
That's what makes it so good.
Yeah.
Well, that's the V9, but it's just like every day, no matter what I do, I'm getting a live scan, I'm buying a vacuum. I've killed someone. I've incarcerated someone. It's just like,
who did you kill? Or you want to say off the mic?
That I'll keep off the mic. I've never killed anyone that I know, but you know what I mean in terms of like, oh, somebody died making this vacuum. But I will say about murder, here's what I'll say. In recent years, so we were talking about there's a guy that got shot recently at Mar-a-Lago because he had a shotgun or something.
Okay.
Did you hear about this?
No, is that today?
No, it was a few, like maybe last week. It's honestly hard for me to remember last week, but it was like he had a gun and he was at Mar-a-Lago, but he was also an artist. He drew golf courses and they're kind of nice. They're like nice landscapes. So, but anyway, I was talking with someone and they were like, well, yeah, he probably needed help. He was mentally unwell. And I was like, I don't know that showing up with a gun to Mar-a-Lago's like, I don't, maybe we have to cut this off.
Hey,
but I'm like,
you're the
I don't
boss.
know. I don't know that trying to murder the president or something. I don't know that requires a mental illness. I think you could be of sound mind and commit a murder. I'll say that now.
Yeah, I think most people would vouch for him. It was like, yeah, he wasn't there that night. He was with me. He was staying with me all week.
Right. But what about like Luigi? Was he well?
Luigi was also staying with me that whole week. You got the wrong guy.
Yeah. Do you think it's the wrong guy?
I don't know. I kind of went down that rabbit hole for a minute. Like, you know, when you see the picture of the eyebrows, like the eyebrows are different and the eyes are kind of different. And like, why would they catch him in the same clothes? Why wouldn't he ditch the stuff in the backpack? But I don't know. I didn't really look at the whole story of him, how mentally unwell or well he is. But I will say that any narrative, like, not that I doubt every narrative, but if you were to tell me like that narrative isn't true, nothing surprises me anymore. I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. Oh, they were in the Epstein files. That makes sense.
Yeah, Noam Chomsky was in the Epstein files.
Sure,
why not? One thing about Luigi was like the story of how he's unwell and why he went after a healthcare worker is he had back pain. He had horrible, debilitating back pain. And I remember one of the accounts from one of his friends or his landlord randomly, I think, was like, yeah, he couldn't even have sex with anyone because he had so much back pain. And then it's like, he's like this handsome guy, but he's an incel because of his back, maybe.
Yeah, afterwards. Yeah, he was forced into inceldom and then went after... And then was United Healthcare the healthcare that denied him back coverage or something?
I have no idea. I have no idea why he chose United and that guy. God,
yeah.
Wasn't that so great though with the Monopoly money and the inscription on the bullets?
That was a fun day. Like,
that was fun.
There's only like a couple. So that's like kind of a fun day, or like when that billionaire submarine imploded. Like that's another kind of fun day, and you kind of notice that the only good news are when like it's really these awful things that happen, but those are like just the little dopamine spikes. You're like, oh, I guess that was kind of a good news that we got.
For sure. I wish I had more fun with the billionaires in the tank. For some reason, that one didn't get me as much.
You didn't like it?
I like it in theory, but it doesn't give me that like spark of joy. It doesn't
as much
spark
as the
joy.
Luigi.
Luigi was fun, the Monopoly money, but I think it might have been because there was like kids in there and stuff or something. Wasn't there a kid?
I think there was one like 19-year-old, the son of it, which that's unfortunate. That guy doesn't know anything.
Listen, if Jeff Bezos or people I knew were on it, I just think I didn't like really resonate with those billionaires.
Yeah, you want real cuts. You don't want the Temu version. Temu? Temu.
Right. I get like all billionaires are bastards, all whatever bastards, but for me it has to be kind of personal.
Yeah.
And I didn't know the healthcare guy, but I've dealt with healthcare, so that was kind of personal for everyone. But
yeah.
what were the guys? Who were the guys in the what do you call it? What do you call the submergible?
Maybe, yeah. I just called it a small submarine.
Yeah.
Yeah, the submergible. They just wanted to go look at the Titanic. And just be there. Even though you're not really looking at it, you're still looking at it through a camera lens when you're down there. So it's like you might as well just send the robot. But I don't know. I can't even understand the mindset of a millionaire. So it's like when you're in the mindset of billionaire, like what do you need to get your rocks going?
I can't imagine the mindset of a thousandaire, to be honest. I wouldn't know what to do if I had thousands of dollars.
You just smile all day until you have an aneurysm.
But I think about billionaires a lot and like how I could help them, because like when I go through my day-to-day experiences and I'm enjoying myself, or I'm even experiencing sadness, I'm like, I feel like I could help a billionaire like just experience these things in the way I do and just like be good with life. Because I'm like, I eat a piece of pizza and I'm like, oh, I wish a billionaire could experience this the way I am.
Yeah.
But they're too, oh, it's got to be the best pizza, whatever's, it's like I did used to be a drug addict and an alcoholic, and it was like you can't have the right drink anymore because your tolerance is too high.
Yeah. So
you're just obsessed with like drinking more and drinking the harder thing or having whatever experiences, but it's like, yeah, you can't get there anymore. So I guess I relate in that, but even like all this, I got to go to space. I got to go see the Titanic. Like I went to Disneyland recently and I went on Space Mountain And I was like, what if Jeff Bezos just tried going on Space Mountain? Like, is that not fun? I think it's fun.
But
it's a light coaster, but there's stars and it's got music and it's like you're in space kind of.
He knows too much. He knows too much at this point to go down to that level. Did you say this on another episode, or maybe you threaded it or tweeted it or something did, but did you cancel your Disney annual pass?
I actually did not. That was just a joke.
Okay, you just said that as a joke. Okay.
I said that as a joke.
But you do have the Ann pass?
I have it, yeah.
Because it's only $5 more than to buy it once, so you might as well get the annual.
Right. It's a better deal. I do it because it's the only time I can hang out with my dad, like just me and my dad.
Is he one of the guys in the Mickey suits or something?
Yeah. He won't see me unless I go to Disneyland, and he has to see me. And they have a rule at Disneyland, this is true, that if a kid hugs a character, the character can't let go first.
I heard that, yeah.
So I can go up to my dad and the Mickey, and he has to hug me for as long.
He can't let go, or he gets fired. My friend recently was at, or maybe this was a couple of years ago, but that's still recently. He was at Disneyland at the Marvel section, in the Star Warsy Marvel section, and his daughter wanted to see Captain America, and there was no one out there at the time. But as he's like asking another employee, like, do you know when Captain America is going to come out? At that point, someone had come out as Captain America, and it was Black Captain America. And the employee goes, sir, this is Captain America. And then he looks, he's like, no, I didn't mean that. He like didn't see that there was anyone, but he just got.
No,
like,
I want the white one.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember when all the Marvel stuff started rolling out and they had Black Panther come out and everyone got all hyped up. And I just like imagine like a nerdy white guy in the Black Panther costume. Like, we don't know. Because I do get into the characters. I love the princesses. But like when they're wearing costumes that I can't see their face, I'm like, you could be anybody.
Yeah.
I could know you. And I don't want to display my autistic childhood trauma in front of you if I know you.
Yeah.
Being like, because I go, oh my God, Cinderella. Or like, wow, it's Donald Duck. Donald Duck's so cute.
But Donald Duck is under a mask.
That's what I'm saying. I don't want to like.
Yeah, but Cinderella, you can't.
Right. Cinderella, yes. You can. I probably don't know.
But Donald, you can. Is your dad really in one of the costumes?
No.
Or that was part of a bit?
No.
Okay.
No, he just likes to go. Like, he likes to go. He has a pass. And my brother doesn't like to go. And because my brother just likes the big coasters. I have a younger half brother who lives with him. And who's like more autistic than me. And
do you know how autistic you are?
No, I actually don't. I actually have never been diagnosed, but my new therapist, every session, they're like, please go get tested for this. I swear. Well,
now you can't.
You got
to keep the bit going.
They usually just say neurodivergent.
Yeah.
They're like, they're really, and then one time they kind of went, I really think you're like, because I'd be like, I don't know why I have such a problem with this at work, and I just like feel so like pathetic or whatever, and they're like, I really think that you're underestimating like the role of neurodivergence in your life, and I'm like, okay, anyway. And then I just move on,
What's your resistance to it? Is it like the cost or like the whole schelding admin?
Yeah, you got to make a call. And I do struggle to go through healthcare, and it stresses me out so much.
Yeah, it sucks.
And my doctor, anyway, she's very, like, her receptionist is like kind of mean and like Russian. And I'll call her and be like, hey, did that like referral come in for my ear, nose, and throat or whatever? And then she like low-key kind of yells at me, and I'm like, okay, never mind. Like, but that was one thing that was nice about Luigi, is because while that was happening, I felt empowered, and I made a bunch of requests. I got an MRI done. That was fun.
Oh, that week. Yeah.
Immediate referrals going through.
Yeah, they were handing them out.
I know. They were like, don't shoot us. That was great. So, yeah, it's that. And I am low-key kind of afraid of RFK and like a list and stuff. And I feel like I'm I'm like a little bit paranoid about stuff that's going on.
What do you mean a list?
Like,
I mean, I kind of know
RFK Jr. was like, well, I'm going to make a list of autistics.
Oh, no. Oh, because he thinks it's caused by vaccines or something, right?
Yeah, and I don't know.
That guy used to be really loved. Like, he did like kind of, I don't know when the pivot happened, but like,
he was loved?
Yeah, wasn't he? Like, I know just people I know that are very environmental and stuff. They're like, oh, I like used to like, I went and saw him speak. Like he did great and stuff. And like, I don't know what happened. Like 15 years ago, but now there's like a worm in his brain or something, or he's.
I know. COVID really, the whole vaccine thing really tripped people out, and like we turned a corner. And I was talking to Lizzie about this last episode. This documentary I just watched on HBO called Breath of Fire. That's like about a yoga cult. And one turning point for them was like, in terms of like getting weirder, was like the pandemic and like, oh, you have to have vaccines or you have to stay inside. And I think I really underestimated like how hard that was for people. Like, I know that like, obviously it was hard for all of us, but I'm like, okay, you have a yoga studio and you're really trying to get rich because you have a cult. And it's also like you're...
Is it Bikram?
No.
Is it a different guy?
No, it was... I forget what it's called, but it's like... It's one that got started in the 60s by this guy who immigrated here, and he was sick. And there was kind of like some like crossover. Like he's like, oh, I'm starting this religion that's like Sikhism and yoga. But I guess he was like totally making stuff up and just like grifting a bunch of hippie Americans.
Respect.
Thanks so much. Respect on it. But he was also a pedophile, unfortunately.
Fashionable.
I mean, American dream, right? So, yeah. And he's the one that started, like, under him is like started Yogi Tea, and like also like weirdly
like the tea you drink.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the security company. But anyway, like with the pandemic, I was like, you know, if you were getting rich off a yoga cult and then 2020 happens, that stay inside, I could. Because I didn't really have that much to lose. I made more money off of unemployment. Like, my whole cult wasn't going under.
Yeah.
You know? So I can see why people were like, oh, they're like trying to fuck with us or something. But I was just like, oh, there's a virus, you know?
Yeah.
But other people were like...
No, it was easy for some of us. Like, it wasn't easy because it was the uncertainty of like what's going to happen. But some people... You know, if you told us you have to stay home and there's no more going outside for a while, it's like, all right, that's good.
Sure. Yeah. But, you know, if you got a yoga cult, it's hard. And so that, like with RFK, all the anti-vaccine stuff, like just got so popular. People got so freaked out about the vaccines, which I think is fair. But I've put so much gnarly shit in my body, and it's like your body usually works it out.
Yeah. I don't know. Like, I just kind of go with what... If the people that actually know, like that have medical degrees and stuff, are saying it's good, but then you can bring up another person with a medical degree and say this Rogan doctor says it's bad. It's like, yeah, but what's the ratio? How many dentists ratio are we talking in? 9 to 1?
Well, it's so hard to know what's true anymore too, because Google used to be like kind of good.
Yeah, their motto used to be "Don't be evil." That was in their actual whatever their tenets. Or
I think people really lose sight sometimes on what evil is.
Yeah. What doesn't make sense is if you're going to be evil, why not just keep the "don't be evil" in there and then be evil? Like, I don't understand removing it and then signaling that you no longer believe that. It seems
right.
It's just weird.
I guess kind of good of them in a way.
Yeah, good for you.
Because it would be more evil to keep the "don't be evil," I think.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It should just, but maybe they don't want to go all the way evil. Or it's a legal thing. They're like, hey, we never said that's still there. What we did was evil, but it was still legal. It was not ethical, but we're still within the bounds of the law. And isn't that everything?
Right.
If you're doing stuff that is legal, then it's okay.
Yeah, I go by the law.
Yeah.
I just had a brain fart. Well,
it's that time in the show again. It's that time.
We have a little theme song for the brain fart. But yeah, my brain is melting on account of all the internet and the plastic and just my age too.
How much internet you doing a day? You trying to take a break from it?
You know, for a while I was doing a lot better, that I just kind of got bored of it, and I was reading and I was like, oh, this is like a way more interesting way to have my day. But I got sick a couple weeks ago. I had a cold, right? Because the temperature has been going up and down, and down. It was all hot, and then it got super cold. Now it's hot. My immune system can't do that. So I was homesick, and then I was just looking at my phone, and it was really bad. And I'm kind of in like a wake up and look at your phone thing.
Yeah, we all do it, and it sucks that we're social creatures. That's how they got us by the balls, is that they tapped into, this is where all your friends are, this is where all your everything is, and you don't feel that jolt of connection to society in a book. Like you're like, I'm alone reading a book, and this is much better once I get into it, but like I have to force myself to get into it. Whereas the phone, it's like, look, the little faces of people I know, and they're saying this, and they're dragging this person in the comments, and there's this meme.
Right. Yeah. It's like, if you can spend the time to get into a book, you're like, oh, I feel really connected to like an experience or like someone's story, but there's always kind of a longing for more, or like, you know how sometimes maybe you have a bad set and then you're like, I have to go out and do another set tonight because I gotta wipe it clean. But that in the internet, it never gets clean, so you just keep wiping.
No, and someone said that, like some neurologist or something said that it's the goal of social media isn't to keep you entertained, it's to keep you perpetually bored. So you're never actually like, this is great. You're like the slot machining of, well, the next one is going to get me. So you're never actually like really peaking. You're just almost, it's just that same chasing the dragon thing. It's the same. See that little animation of the bird that like drinks the little fluid, and it's a little metaphor for addiction. You ever see that?
I don't think I've seen that.
It's a little cute bird.
Oh yeah, I remember this.
Yeah, and then he drinks the fluid, and then he flies, and then he comes back down, and then he runs across it again, and then perpetually with each drink, like the landing is a little harder, and then more and more till he's just injured, and then like he drinks the fluid by the end, and then he can barely just get up at all, and he's just this gray, like defeated self. And
I think I posted that, and I was like, this is what addiction's like.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. It's the addiction bird.
I do.
And the sad part of it is like when you really look at it, it's like, but then the bird never gets to have that yellow like jolt feeling when he just stays flat. So you're just stuck in the flat. But that's what having a brain is, I guess. You have to.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's what's sad when you like get sober or try to have a healthy lifestyle, is you're like, oh, I'm never going to be cracked out again. Yeah. Like, that's really sad. Like, I'm never going to have this crazy. But what's so interesting now is my life is genuinely so boring. Like, the thoughts for the most part that go through my head are just like, I think I'll have some cottage cheese. And it used to be just like wild, just like, oh, last night when I threw up on that person's butt, did I say like something like it was, I just always had some crazy story. And but I will say, like, the boredom is so much better for me, and I try to keep this podcast as boring as possible. And that's kind of my way. That's my way on pushing back. And I mean this, because say I post something, someone's scrolling. If I can post something boring enough that someone looks up and sees the sky, like, imagine that, you know?
Yeah.
I'm not trying to have breakthroughs on here. I'm not trying to be interesting, captivate people.
No, and in doing that, you are doing the breakthrough, because you're zagging when the rest of the world is zigging.
That's what I try to do. I try to zag.
And then what if this becomes like the new trend in 2028 or something, in our post-peak AI hellscape of too much just peak dopamine stimulation? Like, this becomes the new Rogan. This becomes the new, I don't know, flagrant podcast.
I'm like a rehab.
Yeah.
I'm like a rehab podcast for people who've been seeking too much dopamine.
Yeah.
I'll level them out by not giving them any.
Yeah, and this is the early days of it. And then when it gets huge, people are going to look back on these episodes and be like, this is when it was really
At the time, we just thought she was weird and boring, but turns out that's what we needed all along.
So do you try to not even get your Joneses elsewhere if you're living the sober life? You like try to keep it boring, or do you have like, well, I like candy, I like...
That's an interesting question, because you do try to have joy.
Yeah.
And like I feel like I experience great joy. Like I'll go out dancing and I'm like, this is so much fun. But then when it's over, it's over. You know what I mean? But, you know, in terms of like you can feel that kind of shift when you're getting like addicted to like candy, or like, oh, I'm seeking a dopamine, as opposed to just like, let me dance, or like, let me, you know, so that is an interesting line to walk, because it's like, oh, you do want to experience life, but you need to know that like confetti's not going to fall through the ceiling every fucking second of your life.
No.
Which for some reason is what I expected coming into this world.
Yeah, I don't know why that is. Like no one ever promised us that rose garden.
I don't know if it was like too many commercials or something.
Oh yeah, I guess like, I mean, you probably grew up 90s. Mm-hmm. Yeah, like so everything is like sour.
How dare
wacky.
you? I grew up in the 2000s.
Did you grow up in the 2000s?
No.
Oh. But yeah, everything is like wild, wacky fruit roll-ups. What do they roll up with next?
Oh, that was pretty good.
Do you know what's his name? Jesse Elias?
Yeah.
He had a great bit.
Are you from the Bay? Are you
No,
a Bay
I just
person?
know him from. I think I saw him there at some point.
Oh, okay.
In the Bay, and I think he lives here. I haven't seen him in forever.
I think he moved back to the Bay. I think he quit comedy.
Oh, that's so sad. The best people
he
quit.
He was so good, but he's kind of right, because I remember we ran a show together before he moved, and he was like, comedy's such a scam. Like, even if you're successful, you don't make enough to live and all this stuff. And I remember being like, oh, what a bummer. But it's like, he's right. Like,
yeah, the stand-up part alone, unless you're really hitting it hard since the 80s, like Brian Regan or something.
Yeah.
Everyone that we consider huge as a comedian is not huge because they're a comedian. Like Dave Chappelle is big because of Chappelle's show.
Mm-hmm. God, remember when the Chappelle show was so good and fun?
Yeah, and the like 20, 30 years ago.
Yeah.
Long time ago. Oh, but the Jesse Elias joke, he had a bit about there was like all the flavors in the 90s were so fun, like blue raspberry, wild cherry, and then like post 9/11 flavors, it's like pomegranate acai.
True.
It's like, oh, fuck you, post 9/11 flavors.
I know, we lost so much. Yeah, I loved commercials as a kid. I wanted every toy.
Yeah.
And I just was like, you know, I had this dream. I was really into Barbies. And
when you were a kid or now?
When I was a kid. My family did get rid of all my Barbies, and I think it's because I was like, when I was like 12 or something, they were like, do you want to keep any of these? And I think I was like, no, those
You're
are for
teen,
kids,
yeah.
you know, but then you grow up and you're like, oh, I wish I would have said keep a couple, because some of them are kind of cool.
And they're probably worth a lot today too. Not to make it all capitalism.
I know, right?
But, you know,
but for real.
But I am a techno-capitalist though.
I know. Are you wearing an Aura ring, by the way?
No, this is my wedding ring. I just have a black one because
okay.
It's like modern, you know?
Oh, no, it's very cool. I just was wondering if you're tracking.
If it is an Aura ring, that is fun, because then it's like, then I have the aura of Deepak Chopra.
Exactly.
Someone said recently that someone who reads auras saw him for the first time. They're like, his aura is black.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
He's on the list too, right?
Yeah, he's got some great lines in there. Some that not resonate. Some that I remember are God is a construct. Cute girls are real.
Oh my God.
Isn't that a perfect like little horrible poem, like baby shoes for sale, never worn?
That's
like these Epstein email haikus we get.
Every day is worse than the last, I gotta say.
It is, and just when you think that, well, it's like, well, it can't be more intense than this.
Yeah.
It does. It stacks and it like compresses to where, I don't know, if you told people 15 years ago what we're seeing every day, they'd be like, no, that's like the wackiest. That's not even on the conspiracy forums, but it's just regular now, which is also good because no one was talking about overthrowing the government.
That's
15
true.
years ago. Now most people are like, yeah, we got to overthrow the government.
For sure we have to. Give me a break. But like, I don't even like it as a story. Like, obviously I don't like it because it's real and it's happening, but it's like, I don't like Marvel movies because there's too much happening. You know, it's like, you got to kind of have one or two magic things in a story. But Marvel will be like, oh, he got bit by a spider and then went through this into the multiverse, and then all of a sudden he could fly because he ate. It's just like too many things.
They went pretty wacky with the multiverse. Now everything is multiverse.
I mean, multiverse is fine, but that's got to be your only thing. You can't have Spider-Man and the multiverse. You've got to have a normal person in the multiverse. You can't.
Yeah, like everything, everywhere, all at once is perfect multiverse use. But yeah, you can't have the everything.
Yeah, you got to have someone who works at the DMV. Fabulous, by the way. Jamie Lee Curtis. Like going in there has to be some boring life in the multiverse gets wacky, but you can't have I'm already a Superman and I'm using that. That's too much. So that's how I feel about today, where it's like it's just too many things. It's bad writing. It's like you gotta either have, it's like just pick a few conspiracies.
Yeah.
And then that'll blow everyone's mind. And then that roll credits. But now it's just like, this is ridiculous. Like,
yeah,
I don't know. Anyway,
maybe that's by design, which, I mean, there's so many angles at which to go in this, and everyone online all day is just being like, don't pay attention to this. That's what they're trying to do. They're trying to keep you confused. Or it's like, no, don't listen to them. Do talk about it. Cause then they're trying to not get us to talk about it's overload. And I think we're just going to be in the washing machine for a little while before we can make sense of this era.
Is that going to be one of your next drawings?
That we're in the washing machine?
Washing machine?
I think so. Something like that.
That sounds great. Can I tell you something?
Sure.
I love, this is part of me in my boring core.
Bore core.
I genuinely love going to the laundromat and just watching my clothes wash in the washing machine for like an hour. I'll just stand there and look at it.
It's like a fireplace in a way.
It's
like,
beautiful.
Yeah, you could just stare. It's just, on one hand, it's fire, but on the other hand, it's like, it's a endless, never repeating pattern of colors and shapes.
And I love watching the water get dirty and then that's so great. But anyway, I did want to ask about, because your art, I think, is so good for so many people processing. Like, it's just, some of it's like, whoa, that's so resonant, like in terms of everything we're going through, and there's so much to process. So is it getting harder as things get harder to process?
Yeah, I feel like it's always hard, but it's not like I'm trying to, like, how do I speak to this moment? I'm just like, like with anything, you just kind of come up with ideas, and then I'll try this, and then you go through the initial hesitation of like, should I even post this? Is it even worth? Why even post anything? I should just die. Everything is stupid. I suck.
Exactly.
And then it's like, no, you have to push through discomfort and brave the wilderness, and then you post it, and it either does really well, or it does medium, or it sucks, and either way it washes over the next day like a sandcastle, and then you repeat the next day. And that's what being an alive person is today.
Oh, that's awesome. That's I feel that's very good advice. Well, I guess I asked too because like for my stand-up, in times like this, and in terms of processing anything, I think I'm very at I don't know what to say. This is nuts. Nothing's that it's so ridiculous, it's not even interesting. And I don't even know what to say about like being a functional person right now.
Yeah.
Or like
perfect name for the podcast. Why it changed to this. You didn't even make the choice that it changed to this title. It's probably the universe forced your hand, and like it's called late stage comedy because
I sort of don't believe in free will. I sort of don't.
Yeah. Isn't it interesting that, I mean, I even made a little drawing about this at some point, but the very religious don't believe in free will. It's all God's plan.
Right.
And then the very atheist also don't believe in free will, because it's like, no, it's just all neurons firing off, and every decision you make is because this neuron fired here. So like your choice was never your choice. It's like you can chain the event chain, like can be traced like down to every last thing to where none of it. So like, what are we doing here? You're both agreeing there's no choice. Is it just for us in the middle, the centrists, to say that there is a free will?
So you're a centrist.
I'm a centrist techno-capitalist. What did I say?
I see.
Wouldn't that be so fun? Like, who said that? I think it was like Sam Altman or Peter Thiel or something, or maybe both of them. They probably both are, of course. But to actually embody that, like, because when you when you like most of us here, especially, you know, East LA comedians or something, it's like, well, I'm not a communist, but I'm kind of like, you know, kind of, but not exactly that. But we need some kind of something. But then imagine to just embody like, I am a techno-capitalist. I love capitalism. And I think that the machines should just eat everything, and just you still go to bed at night like, imagine to actually embody that. It sounds so fun.
I don't get what's going on in their heads.
I don't know. I think.
Do you know what I heard? That I think is true. That there's like a cult in the tech world that thinks that AI is going to become all powerful overlords, and that we, like, they're going to basically come back in time and reward and punish whoever helped AI or who didn't.
What? Wait, you're saying that AI goes back in time and then rewards people that helped it?
Yeah.
And then the people that are have money and stuff now is because the AI came back from the future.
I think so.
So it's like this self-fulfilling prophecy. If they have the money because they helped the thing in the future, and that's why they have the money, it's because they helped. So it's like an unbreakable chain in a way. I don't really like that for many reasons, but for one, it's like, well, then the game is rigged. Then the dice are loaded. Then you can't really do anything. I prefer and both are equally valid. There's all infinite timelines. Who knows which one we will tune into? Perhaps you and I will split off after this episode and go off into different timelines. But there's the scenario where these are the death rattles of the old world, the 3D world, the cross of planning world, the male dominance hierarchy paradigm is crumbling, and this is the death rattle. And then the new
4D,
the 4D 5D whatever, the ascension, cross of sleeping phoenix, ascension, no dominance hierarchy, which is sad for women in a way, because sometimes it's like, you know, male dominated. Now it's like, well, when it's a matriarchy, then women will be in charge. It's like, no, because then it'll be community. It won't be woman wearing crown going, fuck you, lock them up. It's community driven. Even gender itself becomes more fluid in that paradigm, which we're seeing that more and more. Like gender has just dissolved.
I just kind of thought about something in terms of matriarchy. That I'm not interested in being in power, and I wonder if some women don't. I know that women have power issues too, as do I. Obviously, I live in this world too, but it's almost like I'm a little bit like, I think maybe sometimes women have so much responsibility, whether it be mothers or whatever, that it's like at some point you're just responsibility averse. That you don't want to be like king or what. You're just like, let's do it communal, because I can't have too many things to do. Like, I just want to be like sitting in a river, like looking at my clothes wash.
Yeah. And that could be the new world we're heading into. And
so I don't think it's sad for women. I think it could be cool.
No, I meant sad for anyone, that's like power hungry in this moment, yeah. But it won't actually be sad.
Sad for Hillary Clinton in particular.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sad for demons.
For demons.
But we didn't always have this paradigm. Like, this is a like past, I don't know, like few thousand years dip, which might be, you could look at it as like we strayed from our way, like we have to get on the right path, or it's part of our evolution. Like, there was no avoiding this. We had to do the male dominance hierarchy. We had to do the capitalism. We had to almost blow ourselves up. We had to do that to get to here.
I hope we get to there in my lifetime, so I could hopefully this podcast is still going, and then we could be like, remember, that was crazy.
That was nuts. You thought the 40s were crazy? Yeah, the 20s were crazy. Yeah.
It's just unbelievable, and I hope that we can look back and be like, wow, what the fuck was that? I wanted to bring up another Jesse Elias moment, because you brought up like 3D and 4D. Remember when 4D movies came out?
What was a 4D movie? Because I don't know how to perceive 4D.
I think a 4D movie was like a 3D movie, but it like also had like smells, and like water would spray. Like, there was other experiences, and I think the chairs like would move. Okay.
I mean, technically that's still within 3
totally
dimensions.
And then I remember I was talking to Jesse a lot, because I think we were talking about going to a movie or something, and then I was like, I don't understand, like, I thought the fourth dimension was time. And then he was like, no, it's just swiveling chairs. God, I want to check in with him. He's so fucking funny. Also, he really loves The Hunchback of Notre Dame, which is also my favorite Disney movie. Beautiful music.
That is a great movie. And it reminds me of his other joke, which was not about Hunchback of Notre Dame, but like how McDonald's sells more of the less popular toys so that you keep buying more to try and get the toy that you want. And then it was like future generations are going to dig up all this plastic crap and think the raccoon was the main character in Pocahontas.
Oh, gosh. Did you have a favorite? What was your favorite show or movie growing up?
Favorite show?
Were you
maybe
a TV?
Simpsons, maybe. Simpsons was my favorite.
Okay.
X-Men. I liked X-Men a lot when I was little. I would get up early in the morning when I was 6 years old to watch X-Men cartoon on Saturday.
My boy cousins would come over in the morning and they were older, and then like, I don't know, they'd stay at our house or something. And I was really little, but then the rule was they could watch whatever they wanted. But then when I woke up, they had to change it because like I wasn't allowed to like watch anything violent or anything like that. Or I'd be like, change it to Sesame Street but I would really like Disney movies, and they were watching Power Rangers. Mm-hmm. And when I woke up, and they were like really into it, and they were like, just go back to bed. And I just like started watching it with them. And then I was like, so who's in love here? Like, and they were like, what? Nobody. And then I was like, what is the point? What is the point of that? Give me a Prince Charming on the phone stat. And they're like, they're trying to save the world. And I was like, boring, dumb. And
this is what you said, 7?
No, much younger.
Oh, even younger?
Yeah.
Oh, respect.
Yeah, much younger. I don't know how old, but probably like 5 or something.
Oh, and you saw through the charade.
Yeah.
At that point, even. I just found out recently that show, which now thinking about it, obviously, it's spliced from a different Japanese show, and then they taped the American actors, talking in high school and stuff. And then the actual martial arts stuff, it's part of a different show. And you look at it and the camera even looks different. Like everything about it is different. It has nothing to do with them. They just like spliced it together to make the American show.
Power Rangers?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Something like that. Maybe I'm partially wrong about that, but it is. It's like we'll take this part and then combine it with this story and then sell it to American audiences.
It wouldn't be my podcast if it didn't have a bunch of partially wrong things. I barely know anything.
Yeah, me too. I think that's a better place to be in this new world we're heading into. I think holding on to stuff is the old world, and then just living in the now. And I think it's why a lot of people are frustrated, because every day we see people going, oh, what's the plan here?
Yeah.
What do we do? What's the plan? It's like, no, I don't think we get to plan anymore. I think we just kind of feel it out day by day. There's no material. You don't have a set list. Like it's all riffing. You got to do an hour of riffing, but you can kill it Rory Scovel style or whatever.
It's a good time to take an improv class, everybody.
Have you done improv?
I have not.
I always that's not true.
I don't like to pay money for anything.
Me neither.
Stand-up is just a free thing.
Yeah, and improv it's too supportive. They all say, I got your back.
It's disgusting. It grosses me out.
Yeah, they say, I got your back before they go on, and then comics before each other. It's like, don't fuck up that one joke. You better not open with that one.
This is like, I think this is our screenplay that we're working on right now, which is like an apocalyptic scenario. You've got stand-up, you've got sketch, you've got clowns. That will be interesting.
Yeah.
That's going to be very dangerous. And then you've got the improv people. And then they're going to be the last ones. It's Night of the Living Dead, but just comics, different kinds of comics.
Yeah.
Maybe there's an actor. Maybe.
Just one actor left, James Marsden.
And then there's an influencer.
Who's influencers? I Show Speed. It's the number one influencer in the world.
I thought it was Mr. Beast.
Oh, I guess Mr. Beast, yeah.
Which I actually just learned of.
Oh, you've never seen that creepy face before?
No.
You weren't subjected to those creepy eyes every day for the last 5 years?
No, I had no idea.
Oh,
I don't know
lucky.
where my internet has been going.
I'm sure you've got some awful stuff from a different part of the...
For sure. I do, yeah.
I wish we could filter faces. Like, we can kind of filter words sometimes, but I wish you could tell it, like, I don't want to see, I don't want to see Trump's face. I don't want to see Mr. Beast's face. Like, can you, like, if that face shows up, can you just filter that for me? Can I block it? Yeah.
Like, I could watch the State of the Union, but put like a cat over it and like change the voice to be like beep 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 beep. Then I can handle it maybe. Then get what he's trying to, so I know what he's saying.
The State of the Union. That was like a few days ago, I think, right? Or I don't want to date this.
But also years ago.
Out. This comes out tomorrow.
Right. Yeah, I think we're back and logging them, but we will date things and then people will be like, did they record this a month ago? And then they'll feel good like, I'm a little detective.
We did touch on things that are like from a year ago. Like no one talks about Luigi really today, but they use like they'll use the Luigi name and things like, oh, can we get a Luigi here? Like we could use his name has become, a euphemism. But
maybe that is the theme of this podcast. Like we only talk about things that happened a year ago, and it would blow people's minds because who remembers a year ago?
Yeah. I think Jamie Loftus kind of had that with 16th Minute. Did you ever check that out? Where she would revisit people that had a moment of fame on the internet, like that cop that fell down the slide, or, Chocolate Rain, or Hawk Tuah or something. Hawk Tuah is more recent.
So I'm glad you brought this up because I don't know Hawk Tuah, and I've kind of tried asking people like, what is that? Could you tell me what it is? I missed it. I don't know what it is.
There was a man on the street kind of content guy that asked a group of drunk girls coming out of a bar in Tennessee, like, how do you keep your man or something like that? And then one of the girls goes like, give him that Hawk Tuah, spit on that thing. And then that got looped, and then it got memeified, and then it got remixed, and then it just blew up because of the, it just hit.
It was a moment.
Yeah, it got a moment, and then, then she's like appearing on like all the podcasts. She's like on Bill Maher's show. And,
ew. I wouldn't want Hawk Tuah girl to be with Bill Maher.
Well, it fits. It's like coming up. This is, I think Kyle Dunnigan does some bit like this, but when he does his Bill Maher impression, like he'll do it. And join us next week where my guests are Benjamin Netanyahu and the Talk to a Girl.
Oh my God.
But then Whitney Cummings made a podcast for her, and then she had a crypto scam at some point and then disappeared. Because
I am missing huge pieces of things going on.
I hate that I even know any of that, and I think I got all the beats down. I don't know the full lore, but I think I got the beats. I got the origin, the rise, the fall, and that's it. You just need beginning, middle, and end.
I think that was the perfect way for me to learn about this.
Yeah. Maybe I should do a beginning, middle, and end podcast, and people don't know stuff, and I can see if I can get the beats of what that journey is. But yeah, internet main characters for a day.
I'm trying to think of like something that I need. I think it would be, even if you know about something, like help processing, like the beginning. What's the beginning, middle, and end of like Joe Biden?
The beginning? You mean his presidency or like his life?
Let's do his presidency.
His presidency. The beginning was not Trump mid-pandemic,
right?
Pushing back against
we danced. We danced and we laughed when it was not Trump.
We danced at gas stations.
Yeah.
And because it was still a pandemic, so everyone just had to be outside, and no one wanted Biden as a candidate. And there was 20 people on stage. Remember, it was like Biden, Amy Klobuchar, Beto O'Rourke, Andrew Yang, Tulsi Gabbard, Elizabeth Warren, Bernie, but they're like, well, they screwed Bernie in 2016. They're not going to let Bernie happen this year. So there was no steam behind Bernie in terms of hope. There might have been actual steam, like the work, but there wasn't like a belief.
I didn't know that. I thought Bernie could win.
You thought he could win?
Yeah.
I thought after 2016 it was, it was rigged. They didn't let him actually win the primary. So, but I don't know. How far do you go? Because at this point, to believe zero conspiracies that's not a real position.
True.
Like there's some, like we know there are some happening. You don't have to believe in the Illuminati or reptilians, but now it's kind of like inched over to like, okay, well now more people are believing the elite pedophiles. There's more evidence for that. But is there a point where you stop personally and go like, there's not reptilian ball worshipping hyperdimensional fear sucking entities? Or do you go, anything is on the table now? Like I would believe anything, including that those don't exist or that they do exist or somewhere in between. Where do you stand on that?
Yeah, my coworker came up to me yesterday and she was telling me like, oh, there's evidence of Trump. It was like something fucking insane about, I honestly don't even remember what it was, but it was like, oh, there's evidence of Trump fucking Putin on some tape or something, and that's why Putin has some, I don't even remember what it was, but I just like can't, I'm just like, I don't even process anything. I'm like, all right, I don't know.
Yeah.
I just really don't know. I don't.
Me too.
Who can care every time if something's true or not? My brain is, it's a marshmallow.
Yeah.
It sucks. Because I want to have some sort of like sense of what's true and not. But I do think that the left is a little bit responsible, or like,
that's the clip right there. Just the clip. I think the left, I mean, sure, we see some of this on the right, but the left is responsible for their purity testing and their policing internally, which allowed us to not form a cohesive union against the oppressive fascist regime of the right.
Kind of, but also like we wrote off a lot of conspiracies in COVID that maybe were true. Even the some of the Illuminati stuff, and it's like, okay, that was a little bit true, not in the ways you guys thought, but
yeah,
like
no,
some of this pedophile ring, everyone in charge kind of stuff, some of it, but like the stuff is like, oh, like for sure the vaccine came from bats, and I was even like, you're an idiot if you think it is possible that it came from a lab, like you're and it was just,
you mean
like
COVID? You accidentally
COVID.
said vaccine, yeah.
Oh yeah,
the vaccine
COVID.
did not come from the bats.
Everyone knows the vaccine was invented by bats. And if you think it was invented in a lab, you're crazy. It's all natural. It's bat organic vaccine.
Yeah, that was pretty wild, but that was a pretty crazy time. But it's funny that on one hand, conservatism has an edge because it's all about maintaining the current, so it's easier to get along. It's like, you guys like the way things used to be? Yeah, great. And then in the left camp, it's like, we need to change things. Agreed. We need to change them this way. Fuck you. We need to change them this way. Fuck you. We need to change them.
You're right.
So it's like embedded in it.
Is this going to be a drawing too?
Yeah, probably.
I like that one.
Going to be it. But I think the upside of that is over time, just through human cohesiveness and empathy or whatever, is just Leviathan leans left. Like it just does trend that way. Like the weekend is because of the left, the no child labor is because of the left. Like things just kind of, it pushes in that way, but not because it just does it on its own. Like you have to fight for it, but
you have to spend your whole life and sacrifice everything to get an extra 50 cents at work for the next generation.
Yeah, by that time, the 50 cents is worth nothing.
Yeah, exactly.
Because the dollar has gone to zero.
Without it, good God, where would we be? Well, I'm really excited for all your new drawing. Like even talking with you, I'm like, oh, I can't wait for that drawing to come out. We're all living on your drawings.
Oh, good.
So we've reached the end, mostly because I have to pee.
Was that an hour or what did we do?
Yeah, it was an hour, I think.
Good. We did an hour. It was something. We did a thing.
We did something.
It feels like even if it doesn't get released or anything, just when you're taping a podcast, it's like, I did something today.
Well, we actually don't even record.
Oh, good.
Yeah, I just need friends.
It's like Eric Dodorian's bit from 2015 where he wants people to just come over and he doesn't tape the podcast. He just wants to hang out.
Wow, you have a very archival brain.
I do remember, and maybe we'll get into it at another time since it's the end of it, but since it's called late stage comedy, like I was thinking of all the eras of where we've been, like, you start at the beginning of comedy where it's just some guy trying to get not kicked out of the tribe, like thousands and thousands of years ago. Then you go all the way to, Mark Twain, and he's like, I do declare, and this, and then you got Lenny Bruce reading court things and getting arrested, and then you move to the silly 70s with Steve Martin. Then you got the hack 80s comedy where everything is that, and then 90s it kind of dies, then it resurges with alt comedy, and then we get into the Marvel meltdown, like nerd alt comedy, and then we hit the pandemic and it goes to Zoom, and now we're in this weird split of like the hack of the 80s has returned with crowd work, the hack has returned with the alt-right, or I guess it's just called like regular right now. It's not even called alt-right comedy.
Yeah.
But where are we with it now? It's a weird journey of, this is late stage comedy.
Right, exactly.
But yeah, you got to pee.
You just summed it up. Actually, it kind of went away a little bit. Let's keep going. I think I changed my posture and now I'm okay. Okay, well, do you have any final thoughts or like anything you want to plug, or any skincare routine or anything that you can?
I've got no skincare routine.
Me neither. I don't do it. I don't do shit.
Hell yeah. Yeah, sign up for that.
Sunblock
discount
if you're
code
lucky.
Rogan to get 15% off. No skincare routine.
I think it's a scam for the most part. I think it's mostly genetics. And you got to drink water.
Yeah, don't forget to drink water, guys. That's my plug. And just do whatever you have to do today to not lose your mind, and don't hurt anybody. So as long as you're not hurting anybody, do whatever you got to do to not go crazy today. You got to think about this like a marathon. The day after day of not going crazy. That's the whole game. So just do what you got to do. Go easy on yourself.
I would agree with that.
Yeah.
Is there anything you want to plug in terms of anything you want someone to buy or look at or listen
Yeah, you can go
to
to my store, or just look at me on social media. It's just Ramin Nazer, or rainbowbrainskull.com if you want to see the drawings and books and stuff that were referenced at some point in this. You can look there, but that's it. That's the plug. And I'll be headlining Netflix is a Joke Festival at the Hollywood Bowl.
Wow, really?
On May 7th. Me, Jerry Seinfeld, Kevin Hart.
Wow.
Opening for me at the Hollywood Bowl.
That'll kick off your arena tour.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, what a treat. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me. Excellent show.
Thank you for listening to Late Stage Comedy with me, Jessica Seeley, with audio engineering by Seth Hover, intro music by Jeff Traeger. Please subscribe and follow wherever you can. And follow us on Instagram at Late Stage Comedy Pod. Okay, that's it.